This story ends on the catwalk, but like lots of things, it starts in soil. Much of the land outside Salford was once marsh, an area so swampy and unusable that 300 years ago Daniel Defoe called it a land that is entirely waste. Over time, almost all of Greater Manchester's peatlands were drained to make way for farming. Steve's granddad hand-laid pipes and drains in order to make the land workable. But the bog is trying to creep back in. The land is becoming too wet for conventional farming.
You look at these fields around here, they're just saturated at the moment, so it's a short period of time where you can get a crop in and get it out, and it seems to be getting shorter and shorter.
Steve is taking radical action. He's working with the Wildlife Trust to turn at least some of his land back into peat bog, a process called re-wetting.
We're literally excavating fields to wet the field up now, which doesn't take much around here.
Once the land is restored, Steve will be doing what he does best, farming crops on it. Specifically bulrushes, which grow natively in marshes and will help keep the farm profitable. Did you ever imagine you'd be farming bulrushes?
No, never. No, never.
What's happening here hasn't happened at this scale before. This is 6 hectares of drained peatland being restored to what it was more than 80 years ago. From an environmental point of view, it's all about saving carbon. Peat is really good at storing carbon. But from a farming point of view, it means that Steve can still make money by selling crops that grow natively in these kind of conditions. But what's really attention-grabbing is where those bulrushes will be going.
This is biopuff loosefill, which is equivalent to sort of goose or duck down feathers.
Steve's crop will be used by a company called Saltico, who are stuffing down jackets with bulrush heads.
What we do is we extract the fluffy seed fibres which you get from inside bulrush heads, and we turn it into a high quality fibre insulation to keep us nice and warm and dry in these puffer jackets.
Approximately 1 billion insulated jackets will be made and sold in 2023, so Julian is convinced that he can make this worthwhile for farmers. But bulrushes aren't the only peatland plant he's got his eye on.
We see this expanding out to other plants as well, because what's really important with a regenerative agricultural system is not just creating more monocultures, but being able to create permacultural systems where we grow plants next to each other.
Around 3% of the UK's farming emissions come from drained peatland, so restoring these environments could have a massive impact. But that's impossible if farmers aren't brought along with it.
We need to work with farmers, and it's not a kind of, the traditionalism then, isn't there anymore. And the farmers that we're working with across our area, we're trying to understand their needs and actually fit around ways that we can, switch to a more environmentally sustainable way of farming, but that doesn't actually affect their livelihoods. And that's what we're trying to do with this project.
The hopes are that this project will be the first of many. Maybe we'll soon all be wearing clothes made of peaty plants. Mickey Carroll, Sky News.